I'm Eddie Field with Field Guided DIY. You know, when Mrs. Field and I first started out, we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, but we still had apartment and home repair needs that needed to be met, and I still had the ability to build our furniture. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 8 ways to get tools for free or dirt cheap. Let's dive in. Number 1, Craigslist can be a great source of tools for free or dirt cheap, but you have to know what you're looking for so you don't get ripped off. If possible, when you're purchasing from Craigslist, arrange to meet the seller at a mutual public location. I realize it's not going to be possible with a joiner or a table saw. Number 2, Facebook Marketplace can be a great source for free or dirt cheap tools as well. But once again, you have to know what you're looking for. Find out the manufacturer's suggested retail price before you ever contact the seller. And on Facebook Marketplace, don't be afraid to haggle. Just don't insult them. Number 3, yard sales or garage sales can also be a great source for cheap tools. Now, a great rule of thumb for used tools is the 1/3 rule. Look up the manufacturer's suggested retail price for the original purchase of that tool, and they should be willing to accept at most 1/3 of the original purchase price for used tools. If it's unused and still in the wrapper, use your discretion. Also, in buying used tools, see if it's possible to test the tool. Number 4, another great source for free or used tools is our estate sales. Now, you may think that you're actually taking advantage of the grieving family, but you're actually not. A lot of times, the family doesn't even understand what grandpa had or how it's used. You're actually providing them a service and taking it off their hands. The grieving family is dealing with their loss, and they have to unload the house, and they don't know what a jointer is or a table saw. If this is helpful at all, click the like button. Number 5, also look at businesses going out of business. There might be a cabinet shop nearby that has a lot of power tools that they have to get rid of. Don't be insulting. Offer them a fair price. They're trying to recoup as much and pay off debtors as much as possible. Number 6, outlet stores can also be a great source for discount tools. We're blessed to have a direct factory outlet store in our area. Check out the factory refurbished bin at the outlet store. And many times they'll give you a 1-year extended manufacturer's warranty on these refurb models. Check out the markdown table at the big box stores. Many times they'll have new models come out, but they still have these older items on the shelf. They'll put those to the markdown table at a fraction of the cost. You may also look into pawn shops, but be careful. Pawn shops are in the business to make as much money as possible, both from the lending end as well as from the resale end. So a lot of times they're going to mark that right up to the manufacturer's suggested retail price. You'd be better off going to the big box store and buying it brand new. So you have to know what you're looking for and what the manufacturer's suggested retail price is. And with the first time you go into a pawn shop, you'll be overwhelmed with the sheer volume of tools that they have available. Number 7, make friends with other homeowners and woodworkers. A lot of times you can pick up a hand-me-down. There's one thing about tool buyers, they're always wanting to get the next model. So you can offer to keep it in your shop as long as you get to use it, of course. They still own it, but you get to use it. Number 8, perhaps the best way to get tools for free or dirt cheap is ask. While you're at a yard sale, while you're at an estate sale, look around, keep your eyes open, and ask, hey, is that for sale? Hey, is that for sale? Is that available? Are you willing to part with that? Find out if they have any other tools that they're willing to part with. Also, don't be insulting, but don't be afraid to haggle. And when haggling, don't be afraid to bundle. Okay, I'll give you $300 for these 3 pieces. That way you'll get an even bigger bargain. And speaking of asking, do you have an Amazon wish list? You know you've got loved ones who love you and just don't know what to buy for you. So if you build an Amazon wish list, they can just purchase for you and mark it off the list. And you get the exact model, and they get the satisfaction of giving you something that you're actually going to use instead of that bright orange necktie. Thou shalt not steal. Stealing is not only illegal, it's wrong. This is not a complete list. What are some ways that you got tools for free or dirt cheap? Drop them in the comments below.